UAE. We are still in conversation with Lebohang Mokoena. You can send us your voice notes on 0605842250. Any comments, any questions, any memories, because we like to educate also on this show. Lisedi, I don't know how much of Lebohang you would have seen, our young commentator here. So we need to remind him of who Lebohang is. And before we do that, Lebohang though, so because you've been hurt so much now by Swallows and you took time off, do you think you will come back or that's it now?
No, I'm done. I think now it's about me trying to give back. I mean that was the whole point when I got a little bit older and I got to Swallows, was actually to try and help the likes of Saleng, you're given Tibidis, your Bajos. So for me, it was just the journey of trying and help these youngsters, so that, because the question is, why do we have players that look along 2 seasons and then they're out of it? So it's very important to try and make them understand what makes a professional player and what is it going to take for you to have that longevity in the game.
I'm saddened by how it's ended because of your contribution to South African football. I mean, 20 years of you playing football, breaking into the scene as a youngster. Were you 17 when you made your debut?
Yeah, actually 16
turning 17. I'm saddened by how it's ended. You didn't deserve an ending like this. You deserved a proper farewell. Yeah. How does it feel for you? Does it hurt how it ended?
Yeah, in the beginning, yes, but now I'm clear now. I've meditated enough on it. I've spoken a lot about it, and yeah, I'm fine. I think life moves on. I think there's a new chapter unveiling itself in my life, and I'm looking forward to other avenues as well. Especially when it comes to football, it will always be in the blood. Like Betway says, it Sekazini forever. This thing, So yeah, it's also nice that sometimes we go out with the legends, the Pirates Masters, Sundowns Masters, and the Bafana Masters. We travel and play these games, and sometimes it's nice to catch up with your former teammates, especially the older generation, because I was already with this younger generation that's playing now.
Yeah, and at least now they can stop asking you if you've retired or not when you play these Legends games, eh?
No.
Because that's all they ask you. I saw there was a game you played, I don't know, was it against Celtic or there was a game you played?
Celtics, yeah.
Was it Celtic?
Legends, yeah.
And then they asked you, did you retire? There was another game you played, then they asked you. So on this, now we're clear.
When they see me, they're like, but you can still play, man. I mean, come, can't we? And I'm like, no, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure. And I appreciate every little support I got from every corner, every part of the country. Yeah, man, it's been wonderful.
And how do you look back now? I'm sure you're starting to have time to reflect on your career. Are you satisfied? Are you happy with what you achieved and what you did in football?
I would say 90%. I think the 10% would be for me not going overseas. I think that was one thing that hit me really hard, and it could have happened at an early age to one of the bigger clubs. And also I wanted to grow as a player. Because having tasted international games at the age of 17 with the national team, I felt like that's where I belong. But then a promise was made that I need to stay, play a season or two, and then the opportunity will come. That did not happen. And also another thing was, after I lost my mom and lost the late gift, I just never had time for football again. I think even my performance dipped. I think that's one time in my career where I felt like, why am I still playing this game? And up until I got my motivation back, got back into the game, I was hit by injury. Doctors told me I can never play football again. 2012, before we won the league with Coach Pizzo, I think I got injured under Coach Neskens, Coach Sundowns. And then I was out for about 8 to 9 months, with a hip injury. Doctors said I can't play anymore. But I worked hard behind the scenes, I sacrificed a lot. And I was back, and only to get back to the team and win the championship with Sundowns.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go there already?
Okay.
Already.
Okay.
Because some people don't forget. But you mentioned how the big moves overseas fell through. I remember we spoke to you the other day, and you told us there was a possibility to go to Al Ahly.
Yeah.
I think Benfica was the other club. There was a club in France that ended up going for Katla Kompela. Those were the clubs.
Strasbourg, and Auxerre as well.
Auxerre,
yes. I think it started with the Al Ahly one. I was my mom said I was too young. And I did not understand all these things, but at that time I just wanted to play football because I just won a play of the tournament and top goal scorer with the under 17s in Egypt.
And that's where they saw you.
That's when they said, no, we need to have this player. He'll probably come to the reserve and take him to the senior team. They offered $300,000 US. I didn't know how much that was at that time. And then as we prolonged, I got promises from the team. Okay, when you get the chance, you'll go. Had an opportunity again to go to Benfica. I went with Bafana to play Mexico. Had a buzzer of a game. I was on top of my game. We beat Mexico 2-1. Immediately after the game, journalists were coming at the hotel, club officials. Who's this boy? Then they got the info about me and they said, okay, we don't want to do anything, but can he stay just immediately after the tournament? We want him. We're not taking him for a trial, but we want him. And to the shock, in the morning, I'm told, hey, Baba, get onto the flight. You must go play Vodacom Challenge. So those are the things in jail when I think about them. I'm like, if maybe I had like the powers to actually make a decision for myself, then I think somewhere in jail.
No, but you're a real cheese boy if your mother turned down $300,000 eh? Now we know where the name really comes from. So are you saying with the other clubs, even like with, I think Deportivo was another one you once mentioned. Yeah. So these clubs didn't even want you to go for trial.
They didn't want me. These people are saying to me, look, you coming straight to the first team because we see the quality. I don't think they would have brought me to a club and go to the lower divisions or anything. That was promised, guaranteed. Even journalists calling me and saying, hey, we're hearing there's this player coming. We saw a bit of the highlights from this game and that game. What's the deal? And some of them were speaking Portuguese. I could not understand. So in transfer, I'm like, okay, please call this number. They must call Augusto Palacios. and then I would never hear the responses after that. So as a player, sometimes when such things don't happen, I mean, it was a dream, something when I grew up that I wanted to achieve, and it was possible. But obviously, there's people that have to make decisions for you, especially at that age.
And did you sit down with the chairman? Did you have conversations during this time with the chairman also?
At that period, no, I didn't have time to talk to the chairman because there was always representatives.
I see.
You understand? Up until I left Pirates, I had a chance when I was at Sundowns to go sit down with the chairman and actually explain myself to him and also why I left the club. Because I said, yeah, mara kwenonza maisiteng, che. No, I said, I come by somebody, I told these steps. I won't mention his name.
Sure, okay. That's and they say that's football, so that's the regret. And what are the highlights when you look back at your career? What are you proud of?
I'm proud of the friendships that I've made.
Oh, okay.
The friendships, I think that's very key, and that's something that we must. Football is a social sport. Football brings people together, and I've learned to learn a lot of different cultures. I've learned to learn a lot of different characters, coaches, players, different countries. I've traveled the world. I've traveled since I was 15, Jay. I've been just traveling,
Because you played for all the junior national teams, under 17, under 20s.
Yes.
And these days we don't see that. We're losing boys in the system most of the time.
Yeah, true. And that's something that, as South Africa, we need to look into in terms of our youth, And I think the highlights, especially with Orlando Pirates breaking into the first team, dream come true, a team that I always supported. My move to Sundowns to go play with the guys I played with the national team, winning the championship with Sundowns. At Pirates, when we won the championship under Roy Barreto, I was not playing at that time. I was just brought into the first team. But that feeling, that
was that 2002, 2003, around there?
Yes, with Roy Barreto, yes. But obviously, he got sacked because they were not happy with the style of play.
Football.
Hey,
it must be acceptable to the fans. They don't go to Orlando for nothing.
Yeah,
they want to see where Tito. Yeah.
And I think one game that will always stand out is the game against Mexico. I think everybody wrote us off at that time. Stuart Baxter, he's going to get hammered 4-5. And we eventually won that game 2-1. Had a blast of a game playing against legends, Bugatti, Salcido. I mean, I was one-on-one with Salcido. I was killing him the whole day. No chance. And he was one of the top defenders playing for top clubs.
Were you playing on transition?
No, not on transition. I track back as well. As he's going up, I'm also tracking back.
You go with him.
I go with him. And at some stage I could hear them talking in language. I'm like, I'm telling you. So it was me and Belen on vet on the wins, So yeah, those are some of the games that stand out. And obviously one game I'll never forget is is when I left Pirates, my first game against Pirates.
What won't you forget about that game? Or why won't you forget that game?
I got a call from Coach Lebohang Mokoena. He calls me, I'm in camp. Hey boy, hey, Diaboa today, ne? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different now because now walking into the stadium, I'm used to a different sign. I'm used to a different noise, you know. But hopefully I don't pass the wrong shirt. I must pass the yellow shirt, you know. And in that game, I had an exceptional game. I played my heart out. And what I loved, you know, and even today I still big up the Orlando Pirates fans. I was never booed at any chance, you know. Actually, they were actually even supporting me at some stage, you know, and I felt that love, and that's why it stands out for me, because I see a lot of players when they transition, you know, it does not go that well when they play against their former team, you know, and I've never been in that situation. So that's just a show of respect from the supporters, you know, and even from my side as well, to say, you know what, big ups to that, you know. Yeah.
Was it hard though to make the move or to make that decision? And you've touched on it a little bit, but what really motivated that move to Sundowns? Because you grew up at Orlando Pirates, Pirates fans saw you as family. You are one of them also, and they never expected someone like you to go to a Sundowns, you know. I know it's happened with other players also, but I think some of them didn't take it well, but maybe they forgave you because of what you meant to them.
Yeah, obviously growing up at the club, I mean I got to the junior levels at the age of 12, you know, and so I've been at the club. I know everyone at the club, you know, the supporters knew me from a very early age. And my move to Sundowns came as a shock as well to my side, because we had a fallout with Rudy Kroll at training, because we were questioning him that why are the development players not playing? Me, Joseph Makanya, Michael Morton, Walaza, Senzo Meiwa. We're like, but no, why are we not playing? He could not answer that. So he's just waiting for us to make mistakes at training. And that's when he chased me out of the session to go to the office. I eventually said something in Vernac out of anger. And then one of the senior players told the coach what I had said. And now I have to go to the office, and he says I must go speak to Mr. Floyd Mbede. And I'm like, no, but Floyd did not bring me here to this club. The chairman brought me here. The late Sizos brought me to this club. They took care of me. They took me to school. So I'm also, you know, I feel like I need to talk to the right people. I don't feel like I should be talking to this person. The following day, agent calls me, let's meet. I get into his car, leave your car here. I leave my car, I get into his car. We're driving. I'm like, okay, where we going? He said, relax. Okay, we drive. As we approach mid-trend somewhere, I'm starting to see yellow walls. I'm like, okay. Or maybe they're dropping off something.
Yeah.
Closer to the gate. Hey, cheese. Chaff cop. Put your head down. Hey, Rafetu. At some stage, I was in the boot, Joe. I'm going to suffocate.
Going into Clorkop.
Going into Clorkop.
So that people don't see you.
Because I was still a Pirates player, you know. And you know how the chairman knows everything, you know. Yeah, chairman,
that.
But I did not know anything about it, you know. Get there, contract is on the table, agent, Harris Chweu, the coach.
TV4.
He's there. Tate Trotmuloto, Mambush. You know, and I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, what's all more?
The whole structure is there.
And they're like, no, don't worry. Everything is sorted. This is a done deal. We are sorted. Don't worry. I'm like, but okay, fine. I did that. Following day, front page, Cheese Boy leaves for Sundowns. That's why the supporters didn't really understand what happened.
And because it happened so quickly also.
Because it happened quickly, yeah.
And was it a better offer for you? What made you sign immediately?
Playtime. I was not playing. I mean, no offense to the wingers at that time. But I felt like even when the players were underperforming, we were still not given a chance, you know, and that also made me lose my spot in the national team. I mean, look, the World Cup was around the corner. If I'm not playing, I'm not even going to get a chance to actually be part of the group, you know. So that move was based on me trying to get myself into the national team and to probably try break into the World Cup squad.
And you look back with pride now at that move.
Yes, I think it was the right decision, because I got there and I was on fire, and the chairman himself, I've always been like this, just that I was not playing this side. You know, that side, they give me an opportunity to play and I'm grabbing my chance.
And I'm sure you were disappointed with Coach Kroll, because there was a time when Pirates were pushing to have an All-South African starting 11, eh?
That
was the big goal of Coach Augusto Palacios also. I think he's the one that started that, and it gained momentum, and you guys were coming through now.
Yes. We just shot one player. If I can count, we had Tabang Stemmer in goals. We had Lebohang Mokoena right back. We had Lucas Twala left back. we had Solimate holding midfield, and then we had it was me, Joseph Makanya, it was Gift, it was Tso, and Pumuto Manenze.
Sure. That's the team. Was that the team that also came back against Sundowns down playing with 9 men?
9 men, yeah. Because look, we go up there, and for us it was not like we were getting a lot of money. You know, we were playing for the pride, for the history of the club. You know, and also growing at a club. You know, you feel that thing that no, I'm doing this for the family. It's not about me or anyone, but we're doing this for the family. And looking at what the club has done for us, I think it was a good way of us repaying the club with the performances that we gave. And in that derby, the coaches, players, grumpy.
And you played so freely in those matches, eh?
Yeah.
It's like you were given freedom to express yourself and be who you are. And you could see that these boys had grown up together. They'd been together for a very long time. We're speaking to Chisboy Mokoena here on Radio 2000. He's also an ambassador for the Betway Premiership. We're also going to look ahead, by the way, to the big game